Welcome to this quick demo of KoboToolbox's new features for transcribing, translating, and analyzing open-ended questions, as well as the use that we've integrated of AI tools for speech recognition and automatic machine translation. So on the face of it, everything is integrated into the regular tool. The regular software, as always, has a form builder. You can build everything in XLS form. But what we've built is the ability to really mix and match qualitative and quantitative questions. So by qualitative question, in this case, we mean open-ended question for which we record audio. So as you can see in this example form here, we've added two open-ended questions, really that normally you might want to record text or take notes. But in this case, we're just going to record the audio verbatim of what the respondent tells us. You can, of course, add lots of different questions to the form. It could be 5 or 10 or 100 questions, as long as there's one or more audio questions. Here, we'll enter some test data, and you can do this in the web form or in the Android app. But again, it's really the idea that this combines qualitative and quantitative questions. And to be sure, this is just dummy data. This is not actual survey data. And this is really just a demo, so we'll stop it here. But the point is that you can have audio responses of a few seconds or many minutes long. All right, so let's move on. Really, this is just a short demo form, so we didn't add too many questions. Once you've added your data, it's sent up back to Kobo. So let's switch over to the regular interface. And as you see, we now have, in this case, 3 test submissions. The one that we just added is there as well, which includes, as you can tell, 2 audio responses. So for each of those, there's this new button to play back or do further processing. Quickly play back the audio to make sure you're in the right place, you're dealing with the right response, or just to do a quick quality check. But of course, in this case, we don't want to just listen to the audio. We want to do further processing. So we click open and you'll see this new interface, which allows you to transcribe, translate, or analyze the open-ended response. We'll go through each of these options in a second. The first step in most cases is to create a transcript, and you can see on the right that you also have the option to play back the audio or to see all the other survey responses that were collected as part of this particular response. In this case, it's Arabic. We're choosing an automatic transcription, and the speaker is from Egypt, so I'll select Egypt here from the list of possible regions. Transcription in this case is provided by Google, but we're also working on other providers such as Microsoft Azure and open source transcription and translation methods. In this case, the transcript, of course, is in Arabic. You can do any kinds of modifications or fix mistakes as needed, and often in case of transcription, that is a good idea. We will now, in this case, create a translation because my Arabic is really terrible, so I would like this to be available in English. Of course, there's many other languages available, about 170, 180 languages available for machine translation. In this case, English. Any other language can also be used for transcription and translation, but it would have to be manual. So once again, we can do some corrections as necessary. Obviously, this should ideally be done by a native speaker, so you can compare the original transcript with the translation. It's possible to create more than one translation. So in this case, we could also do a Spanish or a French translation. Well, let's just stick with English for now. If we move on to the analysis section of the tool, you can see that for this particular open-ended question, you can create multiple different analysis questions. So there's 6 options available. Let's start with a simple note, just to give an instruction to the analyst. Now, this could be me as the project owner, or more likely, it'll be other people on the team whose task will be to do further analysis of all the open-ended responses that were received, or maybe a subset. So let's type in a very quick summary question here, and let's do a multiple choice question, and let's also do an open tagging question. So you can add any number of themes with this particular question type that might come up. So it's a bit like a text question, but with more defined tags. Let's move the note to the top, and there we go. So simple example of 4 coding questions that now you can go through all of your responses. You'll see that the same 4 questions are added to all of the responses to that particular question. In this case, I really just want to see the English transcript on my right and none of the other fields, so I can do that. And let's go just filling in this with some sample data. Let's say, yeah, they did talk about education. They were worried about finding a stable job opportunity. And yeah, education was important as well. So, all right, here we go. One tag, edit. We now actually have created 3 new fields for this submission. So if we go back to our table view, you'll see first of all that if you look at that second row, we have the English transcript, this Arabic transcript, and 3 new columns that were added, 1 for each question. If you go into the single submission view, you find all the same data as well. So everything we've added, the tag, the summary is there. And obviously, if you just want to download the data or access it through the API, that's also possible. Everything that you add in the analysis method can be found there. So let's open the Excel file here. Okay, we see all of the new columns added. Let's make that a bit bigger. Okay, here we go. So the summary, the tag, and the raw transcripts are all available. And so you can imagine downloading this for 10 or 1,000 or 10,000 responses. In this case, the idea is to improve not just the data that we have by collecting more qualitative data, but also by understanding the respondents better, by being able to ask them open-ended questions this way, by allowing them the opportunity to respond in a natural way to a question, using the words, expressions, that come natural to them, and not immediately ticking a box to the response, not immediately facing the challenge that we're condensing rich information that was provided by the respondent in order to fit into our initial analysis framework. Rather, we can adapt the analysis framework based on the responses we're getting. And if we're finding really interesting themes and topics, we can go back and reanalyze some of the responses in more depth because we have the original, because we have verbatim what the person told us. Because we're transcribing things much more easily with automatic speech recognition and machine translation in this case, it also becomes possible to do further innovations, right? We're planning to do automated qualitative analysis in some ways using large language models because these models are extremely good at summarizing, at applying existing categories and themes. And so while there's still challenges with these tools, they're actually extraordinarily good at doing some things that would take a team of human coders a long time. And frankly, they fill the gap that's often left by not having enough skilled team members or having those skilled team members already doing many other jobs. So we're really excited about growing these features and building them out in more depth. Thank you very much. That was it for this quick demo.